What's going on? It's Ben here from Flick, and today in this video we're talking all about hashtags on stories. So in this video we're going to walk through how you can use them, how they work, and how you can actually get more reach from using the right tags, and how Flick can help you do all of it. Hashtags are everywhere on Instagram, and that's because it's the primary tool that Instagram uses to categorize content, to figure out what the content is about, to then put it in front of the right audience. You probably already understand the importance of hashtags and how they work on main feed content like IGTV, Reels, etc. But for stories, things are a little bit different, and that's what we're covering here today. So hashtags on your story are gonna work in 3 different ways. The first is in a hashtag sticker, and that's limited to 1 per story post. The second way is using normal text on your story, and you can include up to 10 hashtags using this method. And the third way you can put a hashtag onto your story is using a location tag, and this is also limited to 1 per story post. For hashtag stickers and location tags, it's pretty obvious that those are working, but to make sure your tags are working when using normal text on your stories, you wanna make sure that every single hashtag that you're using is underlining. That's basically Instagram telling you that that tag has been registered, it's attached to that piece of content, giving you the opportunity to rank for that tag and get more exposure. So how do hashtags actually work when it comes to stories? So just like any other kind of content, users can search up and follow specific hashtags. And for hashtags that people search up, there is a story in the top left corner, which you have an opportunity to rank on if you use that tag on your story post. But unlike feed posts, just because you used a tag on your story doesn't necessarily mean that you will rank or show up for that tag. Hashtag stories are curated, meaning there's no guarantee that you will show up or rank for that story just because you used it. So hashtag stories are a little more selective, and since all the information in terms of engagement are private and specific to that user, it's a little more difficult to tell exactly what kind of engagement you need to have an opportunity to rank on there. So don't be discouraged if you don't rank on specific hashtags, it's just part of the game. And since hashtag stories are far more selective, you need to be a lot more strategic about which hashtags you're actually using to give yourself the best chance to benefit from it. But don't worry, we've got the tips and we're gonna share them with you here. This is how to use hashtags on your Instagram stories like a pro. First thing you wanna make sure to do is to avoid banned hashtags. You're probably already aware that banned hashtags are a thing, and Flick actually has a banned hashtag tool that you can use to make sure that you're not using any of those. And why you wanna avoid these is because using a banned hashtag really gives you no benefit whatsoever. Because this hashtag won't be shown out to more people, you're really defeating the purpose of what a hashtag or rank on a hashtag could have brought you. So when putting your list of tags together for your stories, you can either check all of these tags manually, or you can use Flick's banned hashtag scanner to make sure you're not using any hashtags that are banned. The second tip is to utilize location-based hashtags to your advantage. And why you wanna do this is because when it comes to hashtags, location-based hashtags are gonna give you the best opportunity to rank for those tags, because Instagram assigns a location and a tag for every dedicated area. So by using that, you're instantly going against far less competition because it's only people in that area. Plus, as an added bonus, anybody who's seeing that story typically is also going to be someone in that area. So if you're a local business, you have a better chance of ranking, and it's all also people who could be customers of your business. So be sure to use location-based hashtags on your stories. The third tip is to really consider your audience. As you already know, users can search up and even follow specific hashtags because they like that kind of content and they're actually actively looking for it. So understanding that, you wanna get into the mind of your ideal follower and use these tags that are gonna be associated with the content that you know your ideal follower wants and the kind of people you're trying to attract to your content. And having this understanding will give you the best opportunity to actually benefit from using these hashtags, because if you do end up ranking on them, if it's getting you in front of the wrong people, it really defeats the entire purpose of doing this. When it comes to hashtags in general, relevancy and targeting are critical, and the same is true when using them on your stories. So for a very quick example, if you were a fisherman and you were posting out content about being a fisherman, you may use the tag hashtag catch of the day, because anybody who would come across and see that content or search for it is going to be someone who is deeply interested in that content, making them far more likely to come visit your profile and follow you. So really think about your audience and being relevant to their interests and what they would be looking for, and be sure to use those tags on your stories. And if you're having trouble finding relevant tags, be sure to use Flick as a resource. The fourth tip to consider when using hashtags is that you actually have the ability to hide the hashtags and still register them to your story. So for anyone out there who doesn't like the look of having the hashtags visible to someone who comes across their content, there are a few ways that you can hide them. The first method is after you've typed out all of your tags, you can simply pinch the text, which will allow you to shrink it down to a smaller size. You can then put it anywhere you want within the story, and you can also change the color of the text to make it even harder to see. The second method is to place something over top of the tags so they're no longer visible to anyone who sees your story. You can do this by putting a GIF or a GIF whatever they're called, over top of the hashtags that you've typed out. So the GIF is covering them and no one can see what's underneath. You can take the exact same approach by using a photo on your story as well. And you can even share one of your main feed posts to your story and just bring that post to the foreground, hiding the hashtags behind it. And the fifth tip is really what brings it all home. And this is how Flick can help you really maximize the use of hashtags on your story. What you need to understand is that niche still matters. In fact, it may even matter more because stories are more competitive. Think about how often people post multiple stories. These are all the pieces of content that you're competing against. So you want to make sure that the tags you're using are very niche focused and targeting the right people for your page and your content. The more tailored your tags are, the more likely you are to rank. And then by using relevant tags, once you do rank on these stories, the people seeing these are high value followers or customers for you, your page, and your business, making it far more valuable and effective. So make sure you're still using Flick's suggested features when finding tags to use on your stories. And also be searching for keywords and tags that are relevant to the specific story post as well. You want to get as specific as possible to increase the effectiveness. As I mentioned before, you want to make sure to avoid using banned hashtags at all costs. And luckily, Flick actually has a banned hashtag scanner tool to make sure that you're avoiding them entirely. So once you've selected all of the tags for your group, this tool will let you know if any of those hashtags are banned. So that way you know before posting them. We at Flick are all about helping you find the right hashtags for your content, and that doesn't mean just one hashtag. So we really advise that you use multiple hashtags even on your story. You don't need to overload your stories and make the entire thing hashtags, but by using the analytics suite that Flick provides, you're gonna get a better idea of which hashtags are working for you in general for your account, and using these on your stories as well is gonna help you bring more success. And using more relevant tags in general is going to increase the chances of you ranking on some of them, and that increased velocity and engagement may allow you to rank on some of the even more competitive relevant tags as well. If you've learned something about hashtags on Instagram stories, don't forget to like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to Flick's YouTube channel down below for weekly videos to help you crush it on Instagram. You won't regret it. We have a lot of great videos coming. Keep crushing it on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.